Today we're going to open up Nearpod and create a Nearpod lesson using an existing PowerPoint that you already have. So we're just going to go over some basic features and how to do that. So once you are in your vPortal account, you'll click on the Nearpod icon. If you have not added it, you can go into the web store at the top and add that application. Okay, so now once I'm in my account, mine is showing this area where it shows my library, explore, and create, which is where we'll begin creating. If for some reason you go here up to the house, you can also see those same menu choices and you can click create there. So now I have the area where I'm going to add. So if we were creating from scratch, I would go ahead and click add slide, but I'm going to use an existing PowerPoint I've already created. So I'm going to click on upload files, and down here I'm going to click on this button here that is where my file is on my computer. You can also drag and drop it if you go down to the bottom of your screen, and you'll just hover over until you find the button where your files are stored. So I'm going to start here though. I'm going to click on file. At the top, you need to decide where is that file located. So mine is on my desktop, but again, you're going to have to find the location where that file is. So I'm on my desktop. I'm going to go ahead and scroll to the file I want. This is the file I'm going to use. Two things. You can either drag and drop the file or click on open. I'm going to just go ahead and drag and drop. And you'll notice your screen is starting to show that it is converting the file to a Nearpod presentation, and it's processing depending on the size of your files, how long it's going to take to process. So my files got quite a few slides, so it's going to take a moment to load. And there we go. So now I have all the slides that were in my PowerPoint. At this point, if there is a slide you don't want to use, then you can delete the slide. I'm not going to delete it yet because all my files are selected. So I'm going to click over here in the white space so that unchecks all my files. And then I'm going to do a quick scan and see if there's anything I don't want in the presentation for Nearpod. I'm going to leave everything right now. So right now, this is just a basic Nearpod. All the students would do is go through, you would talk about the lesson, you can interact with it just in print information. But now if you want to add some engaging pieces where you're going to add content in which they're going to type using their device, then we would come up, click on add slide. We're not going to add content or web information right now. We're going to go ahead and click on the button that says add activity, and you can choose from one of the activities below that you want to include in your presentation. So I'm going to start with an open-ended question. So there was a part in this Nearpod lesson where the students had to talk in a shared group with a partner, and so now I'm going to have them type, and I want them to write one fact that you shared that was different. And I'm going to click on save. So again, today we're just going to go over some basic things. It's always good to start small and then work your way up bigger. So that activity actually ended up at the bottom of the lesson. So I'm going to click on it and I'm going to drag it up to where I want to place it, and I'm going to put it right after this slide. So there's my first content activity that I've embedded in my presentation. I'm going to go ahead and show you one more. So I have all these slides I've created. Now I want my students to directly interact with some of the text in this presentation. So I'm going to click on. What Nearpod's done now is they've added where I can take this existing slide and just convert it to a draw slide. It's going to ask you if you want to just convert it completely or keep a copy of the original slide. I'm going to click yes first, because if I change my mind and I don't want to use the slide, then I can always delete it. Now here you'll see the slide, it's twice. It has the slide where they're not going to interact with it, and then the draw it slide. So I'm going to double click on the slide, and I'm going to enter the question I want, or the activity that I want them to do specifically. So I'm going to have them underline a piece of information. I'll start with the question. When was Rosa Parks born? Underline the answer in the text. And then scroll down and go ahead and click Save. So if I'm happy with that and I feel confident that's the slide I'm going to use, now I'm going to go ahead and click on the one next to it where they're not drawing, and I'm going to hit Delete. Do you want to delete? Yes. Okay. Again, so now you can decide where, if you want to add any more information. I would probably add a slide where there's a multiple choice question. Usually after a content slide, I like to check their understanding. So then I would add another slide that matches it. You can add another draw it slide where they can underline. You can add a polling question. You can add, again, a multiple choice. Just when you go up here, you would just at that point select what is the activity you want to do. What do you want your students to show you? So once you're done, then you're going to go ahead and click Save and Exit. Give it a name. I'm going to do Rosa Parks and MLK. And description, students will compare and contrast Rosa Parks and MLK. Mine, you can select your grades. I would say first and a second grade benefit from this one. Subject, let's see, we'll do ELA and social studies. Save and exit. And it walks you really through the process as you're doing it. So here is my slide, and it is ready to go. Okay, and there you go. I hope that this will help. You can always email me if there are any questions that you have and you need some additional assistance. Thank you.